Have you ever felt like your legs are made of lead? You know that feeling you walk a few blocks or maybe just up a flight of stairs? Suddenly your calves feel tight, heavy, or maybe they even cramp up. You have to stop. You have to wait. And maybe your feet are always cold even in the summer. Maybe you've noticed the hair on your lower legs is disappearing, or the skin looks a bit shiny and thin. If you are over 60, doctors might tell you this is just aging. They might tell you to walk more. Or they might prescribe magnesium for the cramps. And sure, magnesium is fantastic. We love magnesium. But if you've been taking magnesium and your circulation hasn't improved, there is a reason for that. Magnesium relaxes muscles, does not clean out arteries. Today we are going to talk about the one specific nutrient that addresses the root cause of poor circulation after the age of 60. This is the traffic cop of your bloodstream. It's the only vitamin known to actually reverse the stiffening of your arteries, restore blood flow to your feet, and potentially save your heart in the process. And the scary part? Almost everyone over 60 is deficient in it. Stick with me for the next 20 minutes. We are going to dive deep into the science, the dosage, and the food sources, so you can finally get that spring back in your step. To understand the solution, we have to understand the problem. Why does circulation get worse specifically after 60? When we are young, our arteries are like rubber bands, stretchy, flexible, and soft. Blood pumps through them easily. But as we age, a process called vascular calcification begins. You've heard of plaque, right? Cholesterol gets a bad rap, but the real villain in hardening your arteries is calcium. Host, we are told our whole lives to drink milk and take calcium for strong bones, but after 60, our body loses the ability to put that calcium where it belongs. Instead of going into your bones, the calcium gets confused. It starts depositing in the soft tissues specifically, the inner lining of your arteries and the valves of your heart. Think of it like limescale building up in an old water pipe. As that layer of calcium gets thicker, the pipe your artery gets narrower and stiffer. Can't expand to let blood flow down to your legs. This condition is often called peripheral artery disease, or PAD. The one vitamin that can restore leg circulation by addressing calcification is vitamin K2. Now, please do not confuse this with vitamin K1. Vitamin K1 comes from leafy greens like spinach and kale. It is used for blood clotting so you don't bleed to death from a paper cut. Vitamin K2 is completely different. It is generally found in fermented foods and animal fats, and its job is calcium transport. Here's the science, simplified. Your body produces a protein called matrix GLA protein, MGP. This protein is the most potent inhibitor of arterial calcification known to man. It lives in your blood vessels, waiting to scrub away calcium. But here's the catch. MGP is born inactive. It's asleep. It's the only thing that wakes it up. The ignition key is vitamin K2. Without K2, that protein stays asleep, and calcium continues to turn your arteries into stone. With K2, the protein wakes up, binds to the calcium in your arteries, and shuttles it out of the soft tissue and into your skeletal system. Visual, side-by-side comparison. Left, without K2 arteries hardening. Right, with K2 arteries clearing. A. This is the Rotterdam study. It was a massive study, followed over 4,800 people for 10 years. They found that those with the highest intake of vitamin K2 had 50% less arterial calcification, 50% lower risk of death from cardiovascular issues. That is a huge number, 50%. No drug currently on the market claims to reduce calcification by 50% simply by diet. So, if K2 is so important, why haven't you heard of it? And why are you deficient? The answer lies in modern farming and diet. In the past, animals, cows, chickens, grazed on green grass. So grass contains K1. The animals' stomachs converted that K1 into K2. When we ate the butter, the cheese, or the eggs from those animals, we got plenty of K2. Today, most livestock is fed corn and soy grains. Unless you are eating a very specific traditional diet, which we will get to in a minute, you are likely getting almost none of this crucial nutrient. This is why calcification accelerates so much after age 60. It's the cumulative effect of a lifetime of K2 deficiency. If you decide to fix this, you need to know what you're looking for. Not all K2 is the same. There are two main forms you will see on bottle labels, MK4 and MK7. MK4 is the synthetic version, or the kind found in butter. It has a very short half-life. It stays in your body for only a few hours. To get a therapeutic effect, you have to take it multiple times a day in high doses. MK7 is the gold standard. It is natural, usually derived from fermented soy natto or chickpeas. It is lipophilic, meaning it stays in your fat tissue and stays active in your blood for up to 72 hours. This allows it to build up in your system and constantly work to clean those arteries. For restoring leg circulation after 60, you want vitamin K2 as MK7. So, how much do you need? Most studies suggest a maintenance dose is about 100 micrograms, mcg. However, if you already have calcification, cold feet, or cramping, many functional medicine doctors recommend closer to 180 to 200 micrograms daily. But before you run to the store, there is a safety warning we must discuss. This is critical. If you are taking a prescription blood thinner, specifically warfarin or Coumadin, you cannot just start taking vitamin K2. Warfarin works by blocking vitamin K if you take vitamin K. You stop the medicine from working, which can be dangerous. However, newer blood thinners like Eliquis or Xarelto work differently and usually do not interact with vitamin K. Bottom line, if you are on any heart medication, show this video to your doctor or ask them specifically, can I take vitamin K to MK7 with my current medication? Do not guess. Vitamin K2 does not work alone. It has a partner, a best friend, and that is vitamin D3. Think of it this way. Vitamin D3 is the absorption agent. It helps you absorb calcium from your food into your blood. Vitamin K2 is the transport agent. It takes that calcium from the blood and moves it to the bone. If you take calcium and vitamin D without K2, you are essentially flooding your blood with calcium that has nowhere to go. You might actually speed up the hardening of your arteries. You must take them together. Many supplements now come as a D3 plus K2 combo. This is the smartest way to take it. A common safe protocol for older adults is roughly 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 paired with 100 to 180 mcg of K2. But again, get your vitamin D levels tested first. Can you get K2 from food? Yes, but it is hard. The highest source in the world is a Japanese dish called natto. It's fermented soybeans. It smells like old socks and has a slimy texture. Most Westerners can't stomach it. But 1 tablespoon has all the K2 you need. Other sources include goose liver, foie gras, hard cheeses like Gouda and Brie, but only if high quality, egg yolks from pasture-raised chickens. While you are fixing your biochemistry with K2, you must also mechanically assist your legs. Your calf muscles are your second heart. Every time they contract, they pump blood back up to your chest. If you are sedentary, that blood pools. Make it a habit to do calf pumps while sitting watching TV. Just lift your heels, then your toes. Up and down. It helps the K2-rich blood circulate to where it needs to do its work. To summarize, the heavy, cramping feeling in your legs after 60 is often due to calcium buildup stiffening your arteries. Magnesium helps the muscle, but vitamin K2 MK7 helps the artery. It activates the protein that scrubs calcium out of your blood vessels and puts it back into your bones. It protects your heart and restores the flow. Pair it with D3. Check with your doctor if you are on blood thinners, and give it time. This is not an overnight fix. It took years for that calcium to build up. Give your body a few months to start cleaning it out. If you found this helpful, I have another video that explains exactly which foods dissolve blood clots naturally. You might want to watch that one next. Click right here and I'll see you there.